Do your friends clown on you every time you lose a gulag? Well, today that changes. I'm gonna give you guys 5 pro tips to turn you from a gulag guppy to a gulag god. And don't skip the last one, because that's the difference between you clutching up or going back to the lobby with your friends who are probably still clowning on you. All right, before we get into the tips, I briefly want to mention that all of these clips that you're about to see right here are from my ranked play session yesterday. So these are against real people, oftentimes really good players. So keep that in mind. This isn't against some bots like a casual mode, although these tips do apply for your casual gulags as well. So tip number 1, what do we do when it comes to our breaks? Tip number 1 is your breaks. Okay, and what I mean by your breaks is, where do you go when this timer hits 0? Where do you go? A lot of you guys do not have a plan. I'm going to simplify this for you. If you have a pistol gulag, meaning you died fairly early in the game, it sends you to gulag, you get the pistol in the gulag. If you have a pistol gulag, take center control. Break towards the center. When this timer hits 0, I want you to take center control, like you're about to see right here. Boom. We break to the center. Now, why do we want to take center control? Mainly for 2 reasons. One is because pistols are not good at long ranges. They shoot little BBs. They barely damage your opponents from far away. So we want to get closer to our enemies by taking center control. The second point is, if your enemy is playing very passive, you're going to be closer to the flag when that capture the flag element pops up in the gulag. You guys, a lot of you guys know, if you wait too long, the capture the flag pops up, and then it's first to capture the flag or first person to kill them before the timer runs out. Well, when we take center control, we have full control over the middle if our enemy is playing passive, so we're closer to that flag. So take center control if you have the pistol gulags, so you can win more gulags like this. All right, so a lot of you guys are like, that's great for the pistol gulags, but what about the SMG or the ARs? Well, do the opposite. I actually like to play more in my spawn and play an angle for the ARs or the SMGs and be more patient with it rather than the pistol gulag where we're taking center control. Go ahead and take a look at our breaks right here with our AR. Boom, we're in the spawn. We're kind of like just listening, waiting, getting audio cues here. We break, we find our enemy, and we pick up the easy kill. There's a lot more that goes into this, which we're going to talk about later. But for now, focusing on the breaks. When you're talking about pistols, take center control. When you got your ARs or your SMGs, play longer angles and be more patient. All right, we just talked about our breaks, but tip number 2 is probably more important for gulags, and that is sound cues. Sound cues are everything in the gulag, and I want you guys to focus on this the next time you get in your gulags, okay? There's actually 2 main reasons I want you to focus on sound cues. The first one is to actually know where your enemy is, and you're gonna see that right here. We break to the center, just like we talked about. We have a pistol gulag. We're gonna break to the center, and we're gonna listen for sound cues. Listen to this. Boom, we hear him running. He's somewhere off to our right, or so it sounds. So I already know he is in the middle, a little bit to my right. So I go ahead and play him off that. Unfortunately, I don't see him peeking right there. I think he's a little bit more to the right. Sure enough, I see him. My centering isn't perfect. I take a few bad shots. I actually miss him. Dealt 0 damage on him. So I'm like, okay, let's reset the fight. I know he's in the middle of the map. Watch what happens next. Still don't see him. Still don't locate him. I reload. Boom, he throws a thermite. The distracting thing about a thermite is it masks a lot of the audio cues. So what do? I literally just wait. I literally wait the thermite out for 2 reasons. One, because I don't have audio cues on him. I know he's somewhere in the center, but I don't know exactly where he's at. So since I don't have audio cues on him, I don't really want to pursue it just in case he could have moved while he threw the thermite. Number 2, which is just as important, is I'm not giving him any audio cues either. By me staying still and playing patient, I'm actually silent to him, okay? So he doesn't really know exactly where I'm at. Now watch what happens here. I let it burn out. Boom. Look at the middle of the map. You see the flag cooking for the capture the flag element. Like I said earlier about taking that center control. Well, this guy got center control, and now I'm in trouble. But since I haven't moved and given him sound cues, I can catch him off guard because I know exactly where he's at. He's got to be on the flag. So that's exactly what I do. I make a quick break. I chow him, and boom, we take him out, and look how close that is.
Wow, look at that. That was close.
I even mentioned it right there. That was close. The actual capture the flag element almost cooked us, but needless to say, the sound cues were everything. We're listening for sound cues. We're also trying not to give our enemy a lot of sound cues. All right, here's another gulag showing off the sound cues here. Once again, breaking towards the middle of the map with my pistol, listening. Hear him slide to the right, take some shots. This time we're able to land a couple shots. We break him. We got him on the ropes, get a little reload in. We know he's back there. So we throw a thermite and pick up the easy kill. Needless to say, sound cues are everything for these gulags. Utilize them in every way you can, but especially with these pistol gulags or even with the breaks where you're staying in the back, by you staying silent, getting to the middle of the map with the pistols, staying silent, or staying back in your spawn with an AR, holding a pre-aim, you are picking up these sound cues. Sound cues are info, and info is everything for these gulags. All right, this next clip, we're actually gonna break down to talk about tips 3, 4, and 5, but starting with number 3 is predictive centering. For those of you guys who don't know what predictive centering is or don't know what centering is in general, we'll definitely go back and watch our videos. You guys see the white center dot at the middle of our screen. We basically want that for when we're talking about predictive centering. We want to put that center dot as close to where we think the enemy is going to be, even if we do not see them. Okay, we are predicting where we want to put that center dot, where the enemy is going to be, even behind walls or around corners, so that when we do actually aim in, or when we do locate the enemy, we have to adjust our aim as little as possible. And I cannot emphasize this point enough for how crucial this is. Predictive centering wins you gulags. So I want you to try to keep that center dot wherever you think, based on your sound cues, based on the info you know that we just talked about. We got our breaks, now we're getting sound cues. Well, now use that to predict where your enemy is going to be. Now watch that in this clip right here. I break out, I don't see my enemy. Taking center control with the pistol.
What happened, Mango?
Boom. My centering was just a little bit off. I don't get any shots. Matter of fact, this guy breaks me. I don't get one shot off him. Now watch. My centering. I'm trying to keep my center dot as close to where I think he's going to be. Come around the corner. Still don't get anything. I hear audio cue to my right. I'm waiting. We center up on him. Now watch this. I'm actually going to bring this back a little bit. Okay. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by predictive centering here. Once again, we don't get any shots. We get broken. Now watch this. I'm going to slow this down for you guys so you guys can see it. Focus on my center dot here. I'm predicting where my enemy's going to be as he slides to the right.
Kill 1 or 2 or what?
I know he's somewhere over there to my right. Now watch. I aim my center dot to the left. Just to move quickly to the left. See how I aim to the left to move quickly over to the left so I can sprint forward. And then I turn and I am trying to predict exactly where he is. Well, watch how good my predictive centering is on this go around. Boom. I predictive center. Yeah, it's a little bit low. It could be higher, but as I slide, it's going to be naturally a little bit low. But I predictive centered him. His gun is down. He's in a sprint. He's caught off guard. And look, my shot is almost already ready to go. And even though I have more than 100, I have a more than 100 damage disadvantage on this guy because my predictive centering was so good based on the info I knew. He was behind that wall. We already knew that, just like he knew I was over here. My predictive centering was so good, it saved me this gunfight. Boom. All right, once again, same gulag right here for tips number 4 and 5, and 4 and 5 really pair well together. That's why I put them at the very end of the video. So crucial. Number 4 is your tracking. When you are in the gulag, you want to focus on your tracking, and this seems so obvious, but a lot of us get caught up with aim assist, allowing aim assist to do all the work, that we do not put a hard focus and an emphasis on your tracking of your enemies. And that tracking compared with my predictive centering was the reason I won this gunfight. Also paired with tip number 5, which we're going to talk about here in a second as well. But watch my tracking here. Like I said, this guy breaks me again. Same gulag we just watched. This guy breaks me. We're down more than 100 points. But watch my tracking and my emphasis to try to keep my dot on. Even though I don't hit all my shots. I'm not saying you have to hit every single one of your shots. But if your tracking is better than your enemies, it can bail you out of a lot of situations like it did right here. Okay, so we missed a few shots, a little bit left and right, but my emphasis and my focus was tracking. No matter how much damage I'm down, I am putting all my effort and energy into tracking him. All right, last tip, tip number 5. Before I get into this, if you guys want to see me play live, we're probably live right now playing some rank play. We are trying to get top 250. We are so close. We are getting up there right now. We're trying to get top 250. If you want to watch us live, kick.com/MarkClarkk. Make sure to check us out. We'd love to have you guys over in the live streams, live almost every single night playing some ranked play. All right, here we go. Tip number 5, like I said, it pairs really well with tip number 4, which is tracking. Number 5 is your composure, and people do not talk about this enough, because I know for me, This guy broke my plates. I could have easily been like, oh, I'm just going to lose this gunfight and just sold my life right here. But if you don't give up on the fight, you end up flipping the script on some of these gunfights like I did right here, okay? Your composure means utilizing that tracking from tip number 4. But while you're taking damage, I know I'm taking damage right here. I know a lot of you guys, when you're in the gulag, for whatever reason, it scares you, it startles you when you start taking gunshots, you start taking damage from a thermite like we are right here. It startles you and you forget to use your tracking and you lose composure. Watch how I never lose composure right here. And we just keep firing away, keep trying our best at our tracking, and we stick with it. Composure in the gulag is everything, especially when you're taking damage. Use all your focus to maintain that tracking and keeping your composure. All right, last clip on composure. This actually pairs all of our tips that we talked about today into one. So let's go ahead and focus that. We're doing an AR gulag here. We did a lot of pistol gulags. Let's focus on that. Tip number 1, which is what? Our break. We talked about ARs playing the deep angles. Here we go. Appreciate you, Fork. We break and we hold the pre-angle here back in our spawn, okay? That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is what? Sound cues. I want you guys to see if you can hear the sound cue. It happens on our deep left over here, okay? Focus on the deep left and listen to sound cue number 2. Hear a little slide over there. Tip number 3 is our predictive centering. Look how my center dot is already ready to go, so I have to make minimal adjustments. You're gonna see it's not perfect, but watch. It's barely to the right of him. When I ADS, I'm accidentally a little bit too low, which is fine. But the point being is it's close enough to make those adjustments for tip number 4, which was tracking and composure to finish off that fight. As you can see right here, only 36 health to our name. So we have to maintain composure. Composure doesn't just happen when we're already down in health. It happens in these 50-50 gunfights as well to maintain our tracking, right? So I'm gonna play this all for you once again, just one time so you guys can watch it out. And that, my friends, is how you win your gulags. There you have it. 5 tips to become a gulag goat. No more being a gulag guppy, okay? Next time your friend loses their gulag, you can clown on them now because you know the strats, okay? If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to let me know in the comments down below if you guys like these breakdowns. I try to respond to each and every one of the comments. Thank you guys for the love and support recently. Make sure to drop a like on this video too. We are also less than 2,000 subscribers away from 100K. It'll be my first silver plaque play button, whatever they call it, man, which I think is pretty cool. So thank you guys so much for the love and support recently on the videos. Really appreciate it. And if you guys want to check us out live, kick.com/MarkClarkk. We're implementing these tips that you guys see here in these videos live on stream pretty much every night. We're probably live right now playing some ranked play. So come over, vibe out with our awesome community. We'd love to have you guys, man. Say you're from the YouTube and let us know. And also, last thing, if you guys haven't checked out our latest video right here, make sure to do so now.